Hello, welcome to your fairy tale wedding show. I am your host, Claudia Chan. Planning a wedding can be so much fun, but I also know how stressful it can be. With so many decisions that you have to make, sometimes you may wonder whether you've made the right decision or not. So, to address this concern, we have a very special guest for you. Joining us today is someone who focuses on taking care of your skin, your hair, your body, and your mind in a holistic way. Here is Sonia Wagner from the Sun Room and Studio. Hi, Sonia. How are you?
Hi, Claudia. I'm so excited to be here with you.
I'm so excited to have you on the show too. To start off with, could you tell our viewers a little bit about who you are and what kind of services do you offer?
Oh, sure. Well, I'm a holistic esthetician, holistic hair artist, yoga instructor, and awakening guide. And yes, all rolled into one. Over the past 24 years, I've become a specialist in anti-aging, better known now as pro-youth movement. And I'm supporting women who want to look and feel their best using the wisdom of the ancients, influenced by technologies of modern science in harmony with nature and our bodies, that we can still look like us naturally at our best at any age. So I'm offering that through facials, cuts, colors, Indian head massage, body massage. Everything gets, infused with energy work, crystals, gemstones, whatever's presenting. It's very intuitive.
Wow, how did you get into this journey of this such a holistic background?
Well, like a long story short, because we could be here for a while. We only got 20 minutes. So very long story short, over the last, like, as I was saying, 25 years, so basically started in my late teens, I just really love feeling good and think that that's natural and normal. Because I'm such a creative, some people might be familiar with the term multi-potentialite. I have a great need for being creative and having many outlets of being able to do that. Not like in business for sure, but also personally, like with cooking can be a question of that too, for me anyway. So since I have that need for all these creative outlets, and I love to innovate and develop more. So through me, these come through designing facials and hairstyles. And so thank God, or the universe, all that is, or whatever you want to call it, for yoga and meditation, because that supports me daily to ground and integrate all the awarenesses that come to me, and it allows me to keep breathing and moving or while being in stillness. I've done my training, very much enjoyed that through Yoga Fit. I love passing on all the knowledge that I've gotten from that so far. What I really love is how we can learn how to move in ways that fit us, like as our personality, but mostly our body, and listening to what it needs and discerning what to let go of and what to integrate and expand into to be more of ourselves fully expressed. I haven't mentioned yet, but one of the other things that I love creating are one-on-one, like a personalized yoga session. Those are so fascinating to me to understand how you and your body works, what you need, what your soul wants, and designing it all so that it flows for you to be able to practice on your own, because everyone is so unique.
Wow, I seriously, after listening to what you have to say, I think I was really touched on like the different outlets of creativity that you needed to express yourself. Now, of course, cooking is not one of my forte. My husband takes care of all the cooking, but like I tried out so many different creative outlets too, like from crochet to needle felting, and then now I'm doing calligraphy.
Which
And
is so beautiful.
thank you so much. And then in terms of yoga, like I have been trying to get into yoga, but I still haven't been able to find something that I really enjoy. But I know that yoga is really good for aligning the body and the mind and the breathing and everything. So I think it'll be very interesting to actually delve more into that one for myself anyways. But for our couples now, in
Sure.
terms of making all these decisions, I mean, for some people, they will be like, oh, I know for sure this is what I want. But for some other people who are not really sure what they actually want, what kind of insight can you share with us whether they know it's the right decision for them?
Yes, there are so many decisions to make when planning a wedding for sure. And it could definitely be overwhelming. So, to be able to trust your gut, that's kind of really what it comes down to in picking your expert, whoever that is collaborating with you for your fairy tale wedding. So I don't know if you like to take notes on a phone or have a pen when you're watching this to make some notes, but I would strongly suggest that you actually need to start by asking questions to yourself. And the first one that I would ask is, what do you value and enjoy? You really need to know that first, so that when you see something or someone presenting in front of you, you can discern if this is the clarifying one, I like to say, or the one. And what I mean by clarifying one is that once you know what your values are and something is in front of you, you're like, no, thank you. And that's like, okay, great. Now I'm closer to my yes. Or, okay, that's not it. And now I know, like, you're more sure about what you want. And then that can come to you. For example, these are some things that you could ask yourself about what you value and enjoy. Do you like things that are cheap and easy, good value for money, high quality in craftsmanship, things that take time? Do you like modern, technology? Do you like things that are old school? Do you like things that are natural, organic, vegan, low toxic, eco-conscious, authenticity and connection, relationship? And do you value communications that are straight up, that get to the point? Or do you want history and data and background? And these can relate to the person that you're getting to know or the service. Whether it's a photographer or someone like you in the calligraphy, the cards and invitations that you can make. There's all these things can apply, and knowing what you need to know, and then being able to communicate that right up front. Do you like things that are ready-made, or do you want some do it yourself, or a combination of both? And do you like luxury, things that are sustainable? Do you like planning ahead, or do you like more spontaneity, or a little bit of both? And what are you okay with being spontaneous, and what do you need to have planned? And that's all, so you can have mind peace. Those are sort of main ones. And then you can also reflect on what else in the past has had an influence on what you've purchased or invested in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, like when it comes to planning a wedding, budget is definitely one of the highest top priority. And then, of course, then it comes down to what you want to present. And
Yes.
definitely that list of questions that you have just gave us, it really brings it down to, yes, you want to gather around your family and their opinions really matter, but it's also your wedding. You
Yeah.
need to be able to enjoy yourself. It's not a wedding because of what your parents is asking you to do, right? Like you still need to
Yes.
enjoy it yourself. Yeah, so definitely that list is very helpful.
Yes. Maybe they need to do a renewing of their vows and plan their own party the way they want.
That's right. You tell your parents, you go find your own renewal and you can do it the way you want. This is my wedding or our wedding too.
Yes, yes. With all of those things in mind, and really knowing what you value and what you want, then that gives you lots of confidence, so that when you are either you've asked for or unsolicited input and advice comes, you can say, thank you,
But no, thank you.
and this is what I value. If it's something that they've presented that aligns with your values, you can say, great, thank you for reminding me, because that's actually really important to me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or you can say to them, thanks for sharing, but that's actually not important to me. These are what are important to me. And you could have a lot of what I call retraining or, bridging conversations with family members. It could be quite a personal growth process,
But at
right?
the same time, it's also like your parents are probably holding on to, oh, my child is growing up. They're leaving
Yeah,
me.
they mean well.
That's a
They,
lot
they,
of it.
they,
It's always
yes. As a parent myself, yeah, I know what it's like to want to save our kids or protect them from being hurt or our mistakes. But I also, because I know that I know what's right for me, I've also had to like step back and go, oh yeah, if I know what's right for me, then my daughter knows what's right for her.
okay.
Yeah, it
So
quite nicely segues into what would be the second thing would be, how is the expert treating you? How do you want to be treated while in their presence? And even before and after your experience with them? Do you want to feel cared for and that you matter? And are they giving you their undivided attention? Like if you're in a meeting, are they then like answering the text and looking at their phone? Or if you're okay with that, fine. But if it's not okay to you, like then you should know that and be able to say something. And that could be one of those things that makes them like a clarifying one. Are they communicative by phone, email, DM, whether it's IG or Facebook? Can you get a hold of them, and do they respond well in timely manner, or like either for you, or at least are they letting you know what their availability is so that you can manage your schedule with them? Like, is there open communication about these kinds of things?
I just want to
Relates.
interrupt a little bit because when you were talking about how the expert is making you feel and things like that, when we were planning our wedding back in 2015, it is also kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do the show is when we were meeting with our photographer, it wasn't him who was doing the photo sessions himself. It was like one of the people who were working for him. But at the end, like everything was really messy. Everything that we communicated with, it wasn't relayed to the photographer who was supposed to be taking photos for us. It wasn't a very good experience at that time also, like, and I don't really know what kind of questions to ask or how I'm supposed
Right.
to feel. I didn't really know whether or not they are really the right one for us. So at the end of the day, like we got a few good pictures, but and it was delayed in terms of delivery. It was just not a very good experience. And that's why I wanted people like, and it was a very good point that you need to feel that the expert that you're working with is someone that you trust and you can actually have open communication with
Yeah.
so that you know what you're looking for. And I just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah, it's such a good point, and I'm so sorry you have that experience. But so that definitely is like accountability and them educating and giving you knowledge so that you can make informed choices. And are they listening? And which means, are they asking you questions? Like to me, I feel like they should have a questionnaire and they should have like a PDF file. Like if they know what the process is and let you know, like what's the delivery time, and what are you responsible for communicating, and by what time, frame do they need that information, and vice versa. I'm sure you have kind of a process with
Mhm.
your clients that you're making the cards and invitations so that you get to know them. Like this is
Yeah.
for me, it's a relationship. Like I want to know, like, who are you? Like, who is Claudia, and what does she like, and what does she enjoy? And just, I feel like questions, questions, questions. I think the expert that asks you more questions, whether it's on paper, because we do a lot with online booking these days, and I think even if there's just a simple questionnaire, just to get things going, and it's so helpful for you as the one who's planning, like, oh, I didn't think of that, or this or that, because there's so much that you don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And I think definitely them asking questions regarding your budget and time, money, and getting to know you again as a human and not just as another job or
Mm.
number. do you feel like a connection? Like some of us think that we're not intuitive, but we are. It's not for the special people, it's for everyone. We all feel it differently, and you know what's for you. And it's just trusting that. For me, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure that you trust that gut feeling. And there are always options out there, and you don't have to be worried that, oh, if I miss this one, then I can't find
Yeah.
someone else. There's always a lot of great experts out there. So just keep,
Yes.
yeah.
Because that's why I said there's clarifying ones and the one, because I am sure there's the one for you. And it might take a couple of, clarifying ones to get to the one, or it might not. But I think if you go through these questions and values and getting to know these things for yourself, I think you'll get to your one a lot faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it can be more fun because it should be fun. It should be fun and lighthearted. That's my wish. Have fun. Like it's a celebration. You're celebrating the relation, like this love relationship with your partner, and everybody's coming to celebrate that you guys have found someone that expands you and contributes to you. It's all just a big party. Let's have our favorite colors, our favorite flowers, our favorite setting, and let's have it be the best expression, of ourselves.
Mhm.
At least that's what I think. That's
Yeah,
my wish.
for sure. Okay, now I know we're always talking about fun and stuff, but of course, there are always stressful moments. Now,
Yeah.
when couples come upon these stressful moments, are there any tips or tricks that you can share with them so that it can bring that stress level back down?
Sure. So let's actually just do it right now. Let's just pause. And without any judgment, just notice what's happening with your breathing. And so whatever it is you've noticed, I invite you to now bring really softly and easily, with your eyes open, bring your awareness and your consciousness between your eyes. And while still looking at me, keeping your mouth gently closed, and breathe a little deeper. Inhaling, expanding your belly outwards for a count of 4, feeling your capacity to open and allow that breath to go from your diaphragm into your chest, up to your heart, even your throat. And then exhaling through the nose back down through your heart and down your chest with tenderness and kindness for yourself, your spirit, and your beautiful body. And from this feeling space, how much do you trust yourself now? How confident do you feel to choose what's right for you? With what is right, what is being presented right in front of you? Ask if you're a yes or a no. The first answer is always right. That's it. You already know what's the right choice. And when you go with that, you have more confidence in your own knowing. And whether or not there's all kinds of blah, blah, blah from a gazillion directions going on in your mind, it's okay. You can thank it for sharing. As the more you honor yourself from this loving space, you'll see it reflected back to you from everywhere and everyone much more often. It reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from Henry Thoreau: to go confidently in the direction of your dreams.
Thank you, Sonia, for sharing that with us. And I think it's very important that we become aware of ourselves, what's actually telling us right here in our heart, just because there's so many different reasons of not logics and voices from external and internal, that there's always something that's telling us, no, you should do this, no, you should do that, this is not right. And what you said is true. Like the very first answer that comes to you is usually the right one. We just tend to talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah, that's just a habit. I mean, and that we just did. Everyone coming is on the online wedding show, which I think is fabulous than having to run a gazillion places or walk and get tired at a trade show. However, should you be, inspired to go to a trade show, or when you go in person to meet anyone, you could do that right in front of them. Like if you notice yourself getting anxious or you're not sure or feeling overwhelmed, you can just pause and breathe and do that. And nobody would know. You could just stand there and breathe and just let it all be outside you. And nobody needs to know that you're doing it. It's really cool.
And that's a very good lesson to take with us, because there are, of course, going to be so many stressful moments having to do with your loved ones, having to do with all the decisions that you have to make. And I mean, even beyond after the wedding, there's going to be a lot of different things that will come our way too, right? So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is, definitely it's for the wedding, but it's just the start of, the next phase of many parts of your life, right?
yes, for
So,
sure. So our interview is coming to a close, and I know that you have free gifts for our viewer. Would you mind sharing what they are?
yeah, for me, life is supposed to be fun and celebrated and created. So I would like to share that I have a free video gift. What we did is called 3-part breath in yoga. And so yoga means to unite, which is your breath with your body. So technically you were doing yoga just now. It's not all about doing pretzel twists and headstands, even though those are really cool. Which I can't do many of them. But that's okay. Yoga is about being inside yourself, like being the eye of the storm, so to speak,
Mhm.
and being able to move through just like, Keanu in the Matrix, right?
Yeah,
Neo, that's his, I couldn't think of the character's
Neo.
name.
Yeah, Neo.
And so the video is a 3-part breath. I really hope that it's a contribution to support you, not only for your wedding plans, but the rest of your life, and share it with your children when the time comes. And
All your
maybe
parents.
nephews or your parents. And then I have a second gift that is a complimentary consultation. So if you are a yes, or you're pretty sure you're a yes, but you have some specific questions, if you were feeling like you wanted to work one-on-one with me as your guide, if you're looking for an expert to help you to be looking and feeling your best on your wedding day and beyond, then I invite you to schedule a complimentary consult. It's a 15 minutes online Zoom video chat, and you can get 100% clarity on whether I'm the one or the clarifying one, and I'm happy to be either one for you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sonia. It was very generous of you to give us your time. I hope that you have a great night. Bye.
My pleasure. Good night. Bye. Namaste.